Hey Facebook, how are you all? I hope you're all well. I hope you're having an amazing week. This week it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It is Wealth Wednesday. And for those of you that don't know what that is, Wealth Wednesday is something that we practice here in the Morgan household every single week, where we actually pay it forward. And you can basically do that simply by paying for someone's coffee, giving up someone's chair, doing something charitable, typically financial for someone that, will help make their day. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Elsa Morgan. I'm a wife, I'm a mum. This is going to be a red hot live. So if you feel like you know of anyone that wants to build a home business around their full-time job or their part-time job, this is the live for them. Please do them a favor and share this live. As you're hopping on, don't be a stranger, say hello. And tell me where you're coming in from. Tell me how your week's been. Drop me some fire emojis and tell me if you are coming in live or you're coming in on the replay. Hello to my replay viewers. Thank you for coming on. All right, so guys, I know that there are a lot of people out there that start off in network marketing, home business, direct sales, pardon me, as they're working full-time or they're working their part-time business. And it's very difficult for them to be able to build a structure or build a plan that's going to help them to develop a home business that actually helps to pay them, right? That helps to pay their bills, that actually generates income for them. Now, I'm going to give you my plan that I did over 2.5 years, and then I was able to exit myself out of my corporate role and do network marketing. So drop me some fire emojis if you would like to know my 11-point plan on how to actually build your business around your around your job, full-time or part-time. Let me know in the comments if you would like to know that. Right? So grab a pen and paper and I can teach you step by step what I actually did, so that way you can implement this straight away, right? And I actually get all of my coaching clients to do this straight away as one of the very first things that we do in the inner circle when they get started with us. And for those of you who are interested, by the way, in actually getting some coaching with me directly, you can always contact me and I can give you the application of the Inner Circle, because I coach exclusively network marketing through the Higdon Group Inner Circle 100K, and I can give you the link for you to apply and we can get started. Anyway, grab a pen and paper. So number one is grab a calendar, or get your desktop calendar or get your Outlook calendar. I use Google Calendar. And basically block out all your non-negotiables. What are non-negotiables? Non-negotiables are your job, your eating times, your family time, meaning family time with your children if you have children, your significant other if you have significant other, sleep time. That's all non-negotiables that has to happen every single day, right? I'm of the opinion that you must be present with your children and your significant other every single day. Most of the time, people are building businesses to be able to change the financial blueprint or add to their household income. It doesn't mean that we forget all of a sudden that we're a parent or a wife or a mother or whatever. We need to be able to work our home business around our families, right? You should also block out half an hour to an hour every single day to give back to you, like some me time. Like for me, I actually walk on the treadmill. I go walking outside, or I just might lie down and just read a book, or I like a book where I'm not doing personal development, right? And I just give myself some downtime to be able to unwind and relax, right? And this is really important because you need to fill your cup. You need to be able to do something that's going to, you have to feel normal as well as you're building your business, even though it will be highly imbalanced for the first few years, or in fact for many years. It'll be where you're constantly working and working and working and working, and then eventually you'll start getting paid. But it is going to be work regardless. It's a business. It is not a hobby. And the biggest mistake that I find that people actually make when they start building their businesses around their jobs is they just wing it with no structure and no plan, right? So it's super important that you are able to then understand that this is a business, and so you must have a plan of attack to actually build it as a business. Start it as a business, continue it as a business, build it as a business every single day. So grab a calendar and block out all your non-negotiables, right? And then once you have all your non-negotiables blocked out, then what you have to do is figure out how much time you're going to give to your business. How much time is that? Is there an hour a day? Is it 2 hours a day? Is it in between things like, get up before work? Is it on your lunch break? Is it after work? Determine when is going to be your productivity time. And this is super important to iron out. And then what you do is once you block that out, you just, block that out and commit to that. So I get my clients to actually block it out in a different color, and they know what their business hours are. Just like any normal retail outlet or commercial enterprise, they set their operating hours. So should you, building a business from home. What are the hours that you're going to give every single week to commit to build this business so it pays you like a business, right? Far too many people just wing it, and so it's not going to pay you like a business, right? Okay, so that's number one. So once you look at your time available, then figure out how you're going to structure your DMO into the time that's available. When I was working full time, I actually got up an hour earlier, right? And I actually went on the treadmill, walked for half an hour, did my personal development, listening to Ray Higdon, my mentor. As I was doing my, walking on the treadmill, would write down my takeaways from it, because in my life tomorrow, I will teach you my 3-point plan on how to actually personally develop every single day. So I'll teach you that tomorrow, right? So I do my personal development, and I also did my first post of the day in the morning, right? I also did my connections, so basically added 5 people every single day, and that was it. On my lunch break, I would basically take my lunch with me, and I would sit down and I would send follow-up messages and connection messages on my lunch break. So basically following up from everyone that I had prospected or tagged in a clip, or send them a video. I would follow up with them, and I'll also send I send 5 to 10 general connection messages, just asking people how they are, right? I would do that on my lunch break. Then when I came home, what I would do is I would get dinner ready, bath the kids, spend some time with Olaf, and then I would spend 1 to 2 hours building my empire. And that meant I'd do another 15 minutes to 20 minutes of personal development. So I would raise my vibration. So typically I would listen to people like Tony Robbins or Bob Proctor, that was all around law of attraction, etc. Get my vibration really high up, and then I would prospect. So my prospecting was done at night when I was, calm. I wasn't in a hurry, but I could do it with intention and full laser focus, right? This was what I did every single day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, right? And I would plan my marketing for the next day. Hey, Miranda, thanks for hopping on, right? And that's what I would do. And that worked for me when I first joined network marketing in 2015, all the way through to 2018, I think it was. Yeah, April 2018. Well, I was partly on mat leave for part of that. But yeah, April 2018, I actually left the corporate world officially, right? And so, and that's what I would do, or every single day, right? Obviously on weekends, slightly different daily method of operation, but I did have a weekend DMO as well, right? For me, I'm serious. Hey, Haley, I'm serious about building a legacy business. I'm serious about building an empire. For some people, it is about $300, $400 a month, and that's okay. You still need to have a conversation. So this is number 3. You still need to have a conversation with your loved ones, including your husband, your wife, your family, your friends, those that are really important to you. You still need to have that conversation to let them know, hey, these times at night, there's going to be times where I won't be able to go out because I'm building a business. I have another business that's generating income, or I'm interested in building another business. It's important to me. It's important to my family. You just need to know that you may not see me as much. I had that conversation. And my parents to this day still know, and my brother does as well. Like, they don't feel icky about the fact that, you know, every night at around 6 o'clock, 6:30, I'm doing a Facebook Live. They know that it's part of my daily method of operation. They know that I wake up at 5 a.m. still today, right? And get up and do my personal development. I get up and, you know, exercise. They know me, right? But at the very beginning, I had to have that conversation so they knew that my life was changing, and they needed to understand that it was not a reflection on them. It's where I wanted to go so I can impact and change my family and everyone around me as well, right? So you need to have that conversation, because otherwise you're going to have resistance. You're going to have people that are just going to create, you know, conversations that maybe you could have preempted. It's super important that you engage them in the process and engage them in the journey so they can see it for themselves, right? And they can also see how serious you are. When I had that conversation with my parents, they really, really understood how important it was for me. I'm just letting you know, like, they really realized, hey, this is important to me. And so they took that seriously. Another thing, number 4, I pre-plan all my meals. Even to this day, I still pre-plan my meals. Because, you know, I have coaching, I've got my mastermind, I also have young children, I'm obviously married to Olaf, I have my global home business as well. I still pre-plan my meals, like every Friday. So, you know, Friday morning, Olaf and I sit down and we work out what is our next, like the next week, what are we going to be eating, you know, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, like we pre-plan it all. So for me, that is an integral part of my DMO, making sure that my family's needs are met. Like washing is done, you know, I do everything with, you know, I don't wing anything, because I'm serious about building this business. And I know that my goals are different to most of the other people, right? But you still need to plan. If you want to, even if you want to generate $300, $400 a month, you still need to plan this. You still need to make sure your kids are looked after, washing is done, you know, like food are prepared, all of that sort of stuff still needs to be prepared and done. Take this seriously as a business. A lot of people say to me, hey, I've done it, it doesn't work, you know, like I don't know what else to do. But when I sit down and look at your time and the way that you use your time, that's a big, big differentiator in how you can actually build your business and still be, you know, meeting all your other expectations. It really comes down to how badly do you want it. Because to still have a business that generates any sort of income requires effort. You can't just wing it, right? And so you need to be planning these things. So me, pre-planning my meals is super important. It is part of my weekly routine to get it done. And so I know what I'm eating Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. It's all done. So that's number 4, right? I have a set area. I have a set area because I treat it like a business, right? So my advice to you is, even if it's a tiny section of your kitchen table where you know that you can sit there and that is your space, it doesn't matter. But make sure that you have a designated space where you go there every time. I'm not a believer in building your business on the phone on the beach. Delroy, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. I'm not a believer in grabbing your phone and prospecting on the beach, like unless you're talking to people face to face. But I don't believe in latteing your way to the top. That doesn't happen. That's all pie in the sky. We do not latte our way to the top, right? This is work. It is work, right? And people have this falsehood that they'll come and they'll be an entrepreneur and they'll just have their phone and they'll just sit on the cafe and do some people watching and just, you know, just punching in words and just sending a whole heap over a latte. Reality doesn't happen that way. Hi, Mari, thanks for joining. I know that, I think Miranda actually tagged you, so thanks for that. It just doesn't happen, guys. Right? You need to have a daily method of operation. And just like in any corporate role, you sit down at a desk and you do your job and you know exactly what you need to do. With a business, it's exactly the same, except you're the CEO. You are the CEO of your company. And you need to ask yourself, if you're not where you're at, where you want to be at right now, if you are not where you want to be at right now, would you hire you? Like, based on the work that you did last month, would you hire you, right? For the amount that you got paid? Because guaranteed most people would say no. The reality is that you need to treat this like a business. And just like you would front up to your job and do all the things that are necessary to meet the requirements to get paid, you need to do the same, right? And that nowhere in any job description is you may go to the cafe and sit down and latte your way to your salary. It's exactly the same with having a business, right? And a lot of people don't want to hear this because we have this thing called social media. And unfortunately, some people in my profession demonstrate photos and that just depict a very different lifestyle than what it really is, right? So I'm always real. I will always give you the real deal, right? Regardless of whether you want to earn 100, 200, 300, 1,000, 10,000, it does not matter, right? You still need to have set daily method of operations of what you need to do every single day with intention. I don't believe that you can just tick, 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 tick with no energy and build a business. Doesn't work that way. It just doesn't, right? So you need to be intentional, right? So make sure you set your area of where you're actually going to build your business, right? I have a desk, I have my computer, I have a Mac there. The Mac is really just for music because me being the CEO, I love good music in the background. It sets the tone, right? But also I have my laptop and I have my phone. And I have my notebook, I'm a pen and paper girl, and that's it. You don't need it, that. You can either work on the phone or you can work on a laptop, computer, whatever, pen and paper, and you can work your business. But just be serious. Seriously, just be serious if you want to earn money, right? Be intentional. I think I said that already. Number 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6, sorry. Be intentional. Like when you're actually building your business and you're doing your activities, like when I was doing it, I knew that when it came to 8 o'clock or 8:30, boom, okay, I'm going to go into my office now and I'm going to build. He knew that. I'd make myself a hot chocolate or a cup of coffee and I'd go sit down, start my personal development, and away I went. I was fully intentional, all in every single time with energy, right? I just don't believe that you can build distracted. You just can't. You have to be focused. This is something that is going to change your life, change your family's trajectory, change the financial blueprint of your family forever. Wouldn't you want to give it everything that you could, like mentally and energetically? I mean, if it's important to you, you'll do it, right? So it's super important that you understand that you just can't tick things like you would in a job and still get paid. It's in reverse. You need to do it even more with intention so you get paid, right? It just doesn't happen just by you going in. And you know what? I was doing that. I'm giving you the things that, that work for me because it took me all of this time to figure that out. In the first year, I would literally just do all the things, not really worry about my mindset, not really worry about my energy, not really worry about how I came across, if I was aggressive, if I was stressed or anything like that. And then realize, hey, my energy was coming across in my messages. Need to really, really understand that is true, right? Number 7, commit to the growth. People experience challenges building a business and they turn around and say, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Sorry, I don't want to do this. I know because I did it too. Like you'd go to your job and you have politics, it's a dog eat dog, people are there, she's talking about him, he's talking about her, they're talking about them. And then you come to your business and there's challenges as well. And you go, you know what? I don't want this. That's it. I don't want it. Right? And you got to understand you're going to have challenges. But in building a business, the challenge is the growth. Once you overcome the challenge, the growth is where it's going to happen, and go over that growth, overcome that obstacle, and you'll get a breakthrough. And that could mean like your next rock star, the person that's going to change the business for you forever. Someone that radically changes your life. You do not know what that could possibly mean, but so many people come across challenges in their business and go, I go to work, there's problems that come here, there's problems, blah, 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 right? Nobody says that once you buy a box, it does not come with problems, right? Just because it comes with, you buy a box and you've bought into a business doesn't mean you have a business. Big distinction there, right? Just because, right, you have bought into a business does not mean you have a business. Thank you, Delroy. That means a lot coming from you, right? It means that, hey, you have an opportunity to build a business. It means, hey, you have an opportunity to actually make something that's going to completely change the game for you, the financial blueprint forever for your family, right? And so just know that the brown box represents opportunity. What you do with it depends on you completely, right? There are no guarantees when that brown box arrives at your door. All it just shows you is opportunity, an opportunity for change. And it's funny, so many people say, I want to change my life. I really, really, really want to change my life. I mean, I'm sick and tired of working so many long hours. I'm sick and tired of coming home and, I don't have energy for my children. I'm sick and tired of not having enough money to save for travel. I'm sick and tired of actually, trying to make ends meet and always struggling. I'm sick and tired of just living this life. I really want to change it so that way, if we want to do, if we want to go to the movies, we can go to the movies. If I want to buy something for my child, I could, right? And so many people want this change and they have this opportunity that presents to them called network marketing. It comes in this brown box normally, right? With whatever opportunity that you pick. There's the chance to change your life. Nowhere in the world does someone say, I wished for something and then, ta-da, it appeared. Oh, here it is, your financial change that you wanted. Oh, bye, right? It doesn't work that way. The brown box is your chance. It means you have to work for it. It means you have to put in the work and you can achieve all the things. You can have opportunity. You can have choice. You can have time freedom. You can actually change your life. But it comes in this brown box called opportunity and you just have to work a little bit. Every single day, show up. And you can have those things. And just people have this falsehood that, they buy into a business and that's it. Or they want something, not network marketing, thanks. I want to change my life, but not that. So they'll stay unhappy. Okay, so just know that by me giving you these tips, this is what I've learned from a whole heap of other people. I meshed up stuff from other people and this is what worked for me. This is what helped me exit out of the corporate game. 20 years and now I do this, right? So number 8. You have to give up stuff. It's just fact. Like, I do watch Netflix probably about once a week as a treat. That's me though. I'm not saying, I say to my coaching clients, for me, if you want to watch, if your half an hour to an hour is watching something on Netflix and that makes you happy, then okay, that's your thing. But for me, I watch it once a week. Like I just go, okay, I think maybe I want to watch, I don't know, there's some sort of knighthood thing, right? It's like mind numbing and sometimes I just want to chill out. I might want to watch a comedy. Like I had a big desire last night to watch Crazy Rich Asians because I love that film. It's one of my favorite films. I just didn't have time, but I probably will do that this weekend because I just love it. It just makes me happy. And I'll probably just lie on the bed or I'll lie on the couch and I'll just tune out for an hour and a half. Hey, I've worked really hard, right? And that's my treat. But you do have to give up stuff. Like I don't randomly just go out. And I know that pisses off a lot of people that I used to hang out with. I know that pisses people off. Hey, I've got different priorities right now and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Like where I want to go, it doesn't mean I'm better. It just means I want something more in my life that's going to change the game for a lot of people, not just me. Right? And so that's super important to understand. That's why you need to have that conversations. One of my really good friends, Pat, has just literally hopped on. She gets it. She understands it. She's a hairdresser. She does this full time. She has to make sacrifices. She's not in network marketing, but she runs a business from home and she also has to make sacrifices. So even if it's not network marketing, it could be any business, right? If you are wanting to run a business from home, it requires sacrifice. Any business from home, It means it's your name to that business. It is you. You are the CEO. You are the CFO. You are the person that runs the day-to-day, right? You are the HR manager. You are the hire and firer, and you set the daily method of operation. You are the receptionist, everything, right? And that is why the things that you used to do when you were working full-time or when you had some spare time could no longer apply if you want to build an empire that could potentially change the blueprint of your family forever. Drop me some fire emojis if this makes sense to you guys, right? Like I said to you, have that conversation with people, right? And also, one thing that I did do that actually works a treat, and I still do this, is I plan my holidays around my main events overseas, my company events. So for example, if there's an event in Florida, we will go to Florida the week before the event. We'll take the kids, spend some time with the family deliberately, and then tie it in. It's also partly a tax write-off as well, but it also means that I get to spend time with my family and travel with them as well. I highly recommend, guys, that if you, hey Debbie, hey Fipsy, good to see you. I highly recommend, guys, if you do want to travel overseas or you do have events where you need to travel, consider using some of your leave time and go with your family the week before and then go to the event. It's like I said, it's a tax write-off as well, but also it means that you can do the two things at the one time. If you want to build an empire, you will do this. It's a bit of a sacrifice, but nothing happens with no sacrifice. You need to do this, right? So that's super important. And that's something that I swear by, and it works. This was the tip that a 7-figure mentor gave to me. And he said, hey, there are no such thing as holidays when you want to build a 7-figure business. If you want to have some sort of downtime where you have some low production days around your family and you want to like go somewhere, you can do that. Do it around events. Do it the week before, right? Don't do it after the event, because the whole idea with an event is for you to get into momentum and catch the energy. If you catch the energy and then go on holidays, it's counterintuitive, like it's counterproductive. You're going to go and then downtime and you lose all that momentum and energy. So do it before the event and then go straight home and then capitalize on that energy that you caught at the event, right? And then I also had a social events DMO, like, you know, you're going to have weddings. Like if you do still, you know, I won't go to all weddings, but I do go, like weddings, birthdays, whatever, right? I would have a set DMO for those times where you have, you know, family events or things like that. So that way you're still showing up, right? And you're still showing up, but you're doing like a low production day. Right? I would not ever show up for my business. Like on weekends, I typically have the morning is stuff that I'm closing off. Like I might have some closing off on coaching stuff or my business. So typically the morning I do some work and then the afternoon is family time, right? So I still do like 1 to 2 hours on a Saturday and a Sunday where I'm just doing follow-up, productive work, low production day on weekends. And then Monday to Friday, I am all in. Right? You've got to do what works for you. But one, you have to show up every day if you want a business to pay you like a business. And number two, I have an analogy about pushing a boulder up the hill and then, you know, catching the momentum and it rolls down the hill. And then you hit a plateau. A lot of the people that are in plateau right now, it's because they've stopped pushing the boulder, right? And when you stop pushing the boulder, it means you stop working the business. If you stop working the business, guess what? The business doesn't move. It doesn't move at all. So that means you have to start all over again. So just remember, when you do not, hey Michael, thank you for joining. Remember, if you do not work the business, even if it's a very low production day, you've still showed up. You've still showed up. I had a coaching client that had a major operation. And like not long after she recovered, she said to me, hey, I really want to work the business every day. And I said to her, look, take your time to recover. She said, but what can I do every single day, even if it's just the bare minimum? And we came up with the DMO, like literally 6 weeks ago, right? We came up with the daily method of operation while she was in recovery. That was the bare minimum for her just to show up every single day. And you know what happened? In the last fortnight, she brought on 17 new customers as a direct result of her just showing up in her recovery. Not that I'm saying that everyone needs to come, you know, as they're recovering from the operating theatre, you need to have your mobile phone and work your business. But what I am saying is that if you need to take some time out, even if you do the bare minimum, that's okay, because life does happen. There are events that are going to impact you and impact your life. That's a given, right? But if you need to also recognize the minute that you stop and you don't show up one day, you're starting again the next day, because that momentum has stopped, right? It's exactly the same if you're on a weight loss journey. You could lose all the weight, right? And then you stop doing what got you there and you start eating unhealthy again. You start having all the soda drinks. You start having, you know, the burgers and the fries and all of that sort of stuff. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to put that weight back on again. It's the same thing. Like you've got to continue working on, right? You've got to continue working on your business every single day. Okay? So guys, I hope that helps you. I hope that you understand that this is coming from the heart, and I hope this benefits you. So guys, I love you all. I hope you get inspired by this. Please feel free to share this, and I look forward to coming back to you tomorrow night. Take care. Bye.